Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. Well, it's Sunday morning here. Not sure when I'm going to have this video up, but it is Sunday morning here. We are going to continue with the Coloring Quest picture for the month of February, which is featuring Sunlife Drawing Books. This is a collaboration between myself, Sandy from Color Creatively, and Zoe Archer, and I will link their YouTube channels down below. I will also link this book, and we are again using our Fila markers, which are dual-tipped, water-based markers. They have an extremely fine tip on one end and a nice brush tip on the other end. I am a huge brush tip gal, so I do like my brush tips, and so that's I do like these Fila markers. So I will link these down below. Let's go ahead and get back into our picture. I do apologize for the long video for part 2, and hopefully this one will not be as long. I'm not even sure what I all went rambling on about in the last video, but hopefully I didn't bore you guys to death. You can see our picture taking shape. You can probably kind of figure out what it is now. And here comes Misty again, coming to say hi. Hello there, kitty. Hopefully she won't climb on top of the picture. She's rubbing on my light right now. Yes, you are. Okay, so let's get into it. And I think I will continue on with the number 10s because they're right up here at the top. And I am going to zoom you in. Is that close enough? I think so. Number 10 is yellow. Number 11, oh yes, was, I'm like, wait a minute, I did all them in yellow. Now that was the yellow orange. And this, boy, I hope this is right. Don't tell me I did all the 11s. I guess we'll see. Uh-oh, this has me nervous. Let's see. Nope, I did all the 11s in the wrong color. Oh my gosh. Well, I think what we're going to do is just go with it. And off screen, I am going to go back over all of the... No, wait a minute. 10 is yellow orange. Oh boy, you can tell it's early in the morning yet. Okay, so I did do it right. Yay. 11 was the yellow, 10 is the yellow orange. Oh, thank heavens. I was gonna off screen go over all the 11s now that they're dried, of course, and go over it and make them yellow orange, but I don't have to worry about that now. Okay. So here we go with the number 10s. And I hope they're not too close in color to the number 9s, which are orange. I'm hoping these will look a little bit more yellow-orange. So how is everybody doing today? It is still the weekend when I'm recording this. I hope everybody is having a great weekend, especially for those of us who have the weekends off. I'm having a great weekend. The weather has been better than it has been in the past. It's not quite as cold. It's still chilly out there, but at least we're not way below 0 like we had been in the past. Not too long ago when that polar vortex was going through the country. we did receive all that snow this past week, and everybody's trying to figure out where to go with it all. And now today we're supposed to get an additional 2 to 4 inches of snow, and then to top it all off, on Tuesday into Wednesday we're supposed to get another 5 to 8 inches. So this February has just been unrelenting in regards to snow. We're way above our normal snowfall for the entire month of February already, and it is only the 10th. Sure hope that this active weather pattern kind of simmers down after these next couple snowfalls, because yeah, people are running out of places to put their snow. The cities, you know, and townships, of course, have somewhere to go with their snow from the streets and parking lots and whatnot, because they can go dump it places. I'm not sure where they all dump it, but I'm sure you've seen wherever you live too, that they take big dump trucks full of snow and they go dump them somewhere. But we as homeowners don't have that option. So yeah, it gets to the point where the snowbanks get so high at the end of your driveway, you have to be halfway out into the street before you can see if a car is coming. I hate that. Got to be real careful backing out of your driveway. Good thing I don't have to leave too often. I do feel sorry for those that have to travel on these crappy roads when we get all the snow. It's probably going to be really nasty when my daughter Heather comes down Tuesday morning with the kids when she has to go to work. So I always worry about her, because she comes all the way down from up in Tomahawk, and that's like an hour drive out to my house, and then she works in Wausau, so when she picks up the kids, she has to come all the way out here and then back to Wausau and then up to Tomahawk. So she is on the road a lot every day, as are the kids. And so yeah, I worry about her with the little ones in the car when the roads are not nice, and there have been times where their roads are nasty when she gets off of work too. So like I had mentioned in my previous video, when the roads were really nasty, don't you chew on my cord. My Misty is such a cord chewer, and she wants to chew on my microphone cord. So every time I'm done doing a video, I have to put everything away so she can't chew on my cord, and little Miss Madison won't get into it either. So yeah, each video I gotta haul everything back out. It takes me a while to get set back up for another video. But anyhow, are there those of you out there who like the snow? I know there are the snowmobilers around here who are just ecstatic. We finally, in our county, got the snowmobile trails open. And there were snowmobilers going past my house in the street last night. And I live up on the top of a big hill, so I don't have a house across from me, as I mentioned in the past. So I have a fantastic view all the way to the north. and I could see all the snowmobilers down there. So there were a bunch of them out this weekend now that the trails are open. I can imagine they're so happy to get their sleds out. A lot of big snowmobile enthusiasts around here. A lot of skiers. We have a big ski hill in Wausau. It's called Granite Peak, and very, very popular place that I've heard of people that come up from Illinois to come up skiing on Granite Peak. And they've been having a fantastic season because they had their earliest opening ever. They were able to open their ski hill in November already, and that hardly ever happens. But we had that really cold weather in November, so they were able to start making snow really early. We didn't get a lot of snow in November, but because of the cold, they were able to make the snow and get a nice base going. So yeah, they opened the ski hill before Thanksgiving. Highly unusual. But yeah, definitely made some people happy. Just like the golf enthusiasts around, and there's a lot of them, and we have a lot of golf courses. One that is right outside of Marathon. It's a big golf course, 18-hole golf course. And these golf enthusiasts too, they can't wait till spring and the golf courses are open again. I mean, I'll see people golfing out there when it's raining, when it's cold. It's like, oh my heavens. You people love your golf. And then we have a number of places that opened up the frisbee golf. For those of you that have heard of that, that's getting real popular, where you throw the frisbee and it has to land in this, you know, it's a, I don't know what you would call it, not a catch basin, but it's a big metal round circular thing, and the frisbee has to land in that. So it's the same principles as golf, only you're doing it with a frisbee. My son Cameron got into frisbee golf a lot. Him and his wife go frisbee golfing quite a bit. But of course, that's not open, and there's a number 11. I always got to miss something, right? Never fails. And again, I like to do it right away when I see it, because otherwise I am going to totally miss it until the very end. When I do diamond painting, so many times I run across the same thing. You miss one of the little symbols that you should have done with the prior color. On diamond painting, I typically wait until the end before I fill in the ones that I missed, because invariably I'll fill in the one that I missed, and then I'll come across 2, 3, 4 other ones of that same color that I missed. So I would be hauling out that other color constantly, and it's not as easy as coloring, where I just have to grab a marker. When you're doing diamond painting, you gotta pick out the, depending on how you're storing your diamond drills, gotta get the correct color, put it in a tray, and put it back away when you're done. So it's a little more involved, and that's why I wait till the end. It seems like a lot of you are interested in a diamond painting demo, so that will be a future video that I am going to do. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to get around to it. I have a number of videos in the works, and because it is Sunlife Drawing Month, this is kind of my focus for the month. I do want to do a picture by Jason, oh gosh, Hamilton. Anne is doing a feature artist on her channel for the month of February, and it is Jason Hamilton this month. And I do have 3 of his books, so I would like to color 1 or 2 pictures of his this month also. So we'll kind of just play it by ear and kind of see where these videos will all fit in. It's great though that I have ideas for so many future videos that I am not running out of ideas. That was my biggest fear when I started this channel, is like, what kind of content am I going to put up? I'm going to run out of ideas. And let me get back on frame here. And I didn't want to put out content that I didn't think people would be interested in. And at that point in time, I was scared to death to do color and chats. Well, I was scared to death to do any videos. Oh my gosh. My first few videos, I was so nervous, and I actually shook because I was so scared before I even started recording. I am not a public speaker type of person, but as I did more videos, and it's not like I have a ton out there yet. I'm not a seasoned veteran here in the YouTube world yet by any means. I don't know how many I have out there, but it is getting easier. I'm finding it easier and easier to talk to you guys. And a lot of that, I think, is due to watching other color tubists and watching their color in chats and seeing, or I should say hearing, how at ease they are when they're recording their videos. And it just, you know, it makes me realize I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to have a script worked out for these color and chats. I always would try to write down some things that I could talk about during these color and chats so I wouldn't run out of stuff to talk about. I mean, I was really, you know, I didn't want to sound dumb on my videos. And you know, that's still the case. I don't want to sound dumb on my videos, and I still kind of worry about that. But so many of your comments have been so favorable. It has helped me out tremendously with my nervousness. So many comments will state something, you know, to the effect of, I love your videos, and things of that nature. And yes, that is definitely helping me out. I love reading your comments. Any questions that you pose, I try to get back to you as soon as I can. And again, because I don't have a ton of subscribers, it's not as difficult for me to get back to you relatively quickly. I realize some channels that have, where am I? Here we are. You know, that have thousands and thousands of subscribers. It's got to be hard to keep up with all them comments. Really hard. A lot of times I'll go onto my YouTube channel and look at the comments on my phone or my iPad. And that's where I do a lot of my replying back. But I can see once you get thousands and thousands of subscribers, it's probably going to have to change. Probably have to do it more on my laptop via Well, there's a couple of things. YouTube Buddy is one nice thing that's out there, and it helps you manage your comments better, and a bunch of other things that I am not even sure about yet. That is one thing I'm still learning, is how some of these softwares can help you out on your YouTube channel. So definitely is still a learning process. And, you know, I got to tell myself, I don't have to know it all at once. I am one where I am an avid reader of manuals, books. I am very much a book person to learn from. Some people aren't. They don't like to learn from books, and they're more a hands-on person. And I am definitely a hands-on person too. But if I don't have an instructor in front of me to show me something, I can learn from books too. To me, it is much easier seeing it visually done in front of you. And that's sometimes where YouTube comes in handy, because if you're having a problem with something and you want to know how to do something, chances are there's a YouTube video out there to show you. Just about anything and everything is out on YouTube. Just like if you're looking for anything to buy, eBay is your place. Between eBay and Amazon, I mean, you have just about anything available to you. Here in the States, anyhow. I realize other places of the world have a problem getting some supplies and things in your country versus the United States. Here, we are extremely lucky where we live, because we do have access to many things that people in other parts of the world don't have access to. And then some places have much easier access to things that we don't, like some of the Japanese coloring books, or some things in the UK that are difficult for us to get here. Some of the Japanese colored pencils, like the Holbeins. You know, when I bought my Holbeins, they were on Amazon. You paid a pretty penny for them, but they were available. I don't think they're available on Amazon anymore, though. And it is still impossible to get just a single pencil, you know, a replacement. So open stock pencils for the Holbeins here in the States is pretty much non-existent, unless I do have a contact name of a third-party person who will get his hands on one and then ship it to you. But that is not cheap either, so we're going to go with number 1, the black, so we can finally fill in his eyes and his nose. Start giving him a face. And the black I like to do a little bit more accurately, but it's not turning out that way. I can do these much easier with my gel pens. I just had seen Sandy, when she was doing her travel mosaic, do it with a fine liner, and I thought, oh yeah, I should try a fine liner. And so I hauled out this Fila set, and then the fine liner was just too fine to color in these circles. If you seen my part 1 and part 2, well, part 1 is when I first started this picture, of course. Part 1 would be when I'd started. And that's where I had first tried, up here in the corner, I had tried the fine liner end of this. And yeah, it was just a little bit too fine for this, and it was kind of tearing up the paper then. and it would have taken much longer to finish this picture. Here's a number 10 I missed. Than if I use this brush tip. There's 2 10s I missed. Oh, and there's some down here. Oh, I didn't glance it over very well, did I? He's got eyes and a nose. Okay, any other number 1s? I would think his eyes and his nose should be about the only places that are black. Let's get back out that number 10, and that was the yellow orange that I just did and missed a bunch. Where were them other ones? Eyes, don't fail me now. Where were they? I know you can see it, and I know you're yelling at me. Oh, it was those 2 and then this one. Okay. I do that when other people are doing their videos and they can't see something and you do, and you're like, it's right there. Can't you hear me? And then, oh, duh, there's the other one, and I know you guys seen that one too. Boy, hope this isn't an indication how my whole Sunday's gonna go. Okay, let's go in and do the number 7s. 7 is the red. Okay. Oh my, what happened to this marker? I wonder if I put the cap on bad. Oh no. Let me see if I can quick fix this on a spare piece of paper here. You do have to kind of be careful how you put these brush tips on, and I usually watch that kind of carefully, but I must not have. I hope I didn't ruin it. I think I'm kind of getting it back together. Guess I will have to be more careful. Okay, not the best, but hopefully it'll work for us. I'll have to try later to get it back together better. Yeah, it's not going to work the best. Let's see if this side will work better. Yeah, that's, hopefully we don't have too many 7s to do. This is going to be kind of messy. Oh, that bums me out. Like I said, hopefully I can at least kind of fix it off camera. Yeah, I see 7s up here, here, and here. Yeah, so this is going to be a challenge. Bummer. So what is the weather like in your neck of the woods? I heard from a subscriber. Oh man, look at that. Oh, I'm really messing this up now. A fellow subscriber that is also in Wisconsin. I think there were 2 of you now who stated you were in Wisconsin also. I think one was more north of me and one is down south. So I imagine we are having similar types of weather patterns. Sometimes more the snow goes north and sometimes more the snow goes south. We're kind of in the middle, and many times, just like the thunderstorms in the summer, will go around us and the north will either get hit harder or the south will get hit harder. So a lot of times we miss stuff here in central Wisconsin, and we're not sure if it's because of Granite Peak, the Rib Mountain, if it kind of goes around the mountain. It's not really technically a mountain. It's because of the elevation. It has to be so high to actually be a mountain, but we call it Rib Mountain. It's just an extremely big hill. But we don't know if it's because of that, you know, makes some of the weather go around us or what, but it does. Okay. Bob is back. He had to get some info from his brothers and his sister for taxes. I do their taxes for them. And because of all my laptop problems that I had, all the programs are gone, so I no longer have the previous year's returns on my laptop anymore. So I don't have all their personal information that I usually import from the previous year's taxes, like their name and address, social security number, all that stuff. So I had to have him go out and get all that information again for me. So that's what I will be doing later today, is all their tax returns. Okay, whew, we made it through the 7s, I think. Hopefully it doesn't look too messy from your point of view. Now I'll have to be careful putting this one back on. Oh. Okay, let's go ahead and do the 21s, which is Dark Violet. Ooh, one of my favorites. Okay. Let's see, we have a bunch of 19s down here too. We'll maybe do that next. Oh, and 19 is pink. It's gonna look a little different in amongst what I thought was grass and whatnot. Okay, so 21s. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I am, what, a half hour in, so this hopefully won't be over an hour video. I know the last one got to be just a hair shy of 2 hours. That's been my longest video yet, and it took forever to get it out of, you know, to save it in Movie Maker once I edited it, get it processed, rendered, and uploaded to YouTube. Oh my heavens, hours upon hours. I can't imagine how long it takes to get a video uploaded to YouTube for some of these people that, you know, do these 3-hour videos. This 2-hour one took forever. But I suppose you just, like what I did, you let your laptop do its thing and you go about your business. And just let it work. It's kind of what I did last night when I did part 2 to this coloring chat. And yeah, it took a few hours here and a few hours there. And I should be releasing that video shortly. Of course, it's going to be before this one. Wouldn't make sense to release this part and then put part 2 up. Leave it to me, though, to do something like that. And if I remember, I will link down below. I'm going to start doing this when I have multiple part videos. When we're doing coloring chats, I will link down below the previous parts. So I will, again, hopefully remember, I will link part 1 and part 2 down below. I find that so helpful when other color tubists do that, because so many times I'll see in my notifications, you know, a new videos up by a certain individual, and it's part 2 or part 3, and I'm like, I didn't see the parts prior to that. And so you have to go back and find that person and look in their playlist for the previous video, and it just gets to be cumbersome and takes time, and hopefully you find the previous video. So yeah, I am hoping I will remember to do that. I think it's so helpful. I just have to remember to leave all the links I said I'm going to leave down below in the description. Should jot them down off to the side here as I say them, you know, and then I would know exactly what links I have to leave. So far, I think I've been doing okay with remembering what to put down there. When I did my first few videos, I wanted to make sure I didn't sound, you know, ridiculous, that I sounded okay. And so I would listen to my video all the way through. Of course, my first ones weren't near as long either. But it would also kind of remind me if I had to link anything down below. Now I no longer listen to the whole thing because I just don't have time for that. And I don't like to listen to myself. You know, first time when you hear yourself on in a recording, you're like, okay, I know I made that video, but who the heck is that talking? That is not me. I swear that is somebody else talking. We never hear ourselves like other people hear us. You know, we just hear ourselves inside our own head. And obviously, that's very different than how other people hear you, because, boy, when you hear a recording of your own voice, it is very different than what you hear inside your own head. I did notice in some videos I'm quite quiet when I talk, and I hope I project out enough where you are able to hear me. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to speak a little louder, and I can try to do that. I guess I'm just more a soft-spoken type of person. Not always. I have my moments. As we all do. So yeah, let me know. And also, let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos. If there's anything you want to see that I haven't mentioned that may be coming up in future videos. And that would be great, because then I would have additional content for future videos. And in addition, I know it's something that you guys want to see. I would be more than happy to accommodate, if at all possible, if I have the supplies and whatnot. I would be more than happy to make those videos for you. Okay, that's a pretty purple. I love it. Okay, any 21s anymore? Do you see any? I don't, but that ain't saying much. I think what we'll go ahead and do right away is the 22s then, because that's right up there, and that is a magenta, so it kind of goes along with this pretty purple. Let me take a sip here. Okay, there's a couple of 22s up here, and what I'm assuming is his smile or his mouth. I was going to look to see what time it was. I do have to get a clock here on my desk. I'm assuming we'll be hearing the church bells pretty soon, with that church being right across the street here, up a little ways. You always kind of know what time it is when the church bells go off, because let's see, first time it goes off, I think at 8 for 8 o'clock church, and then I think it goes off at 10:30 for 10:30 Mass. And then every night at 6 they go off. So yeah, you always kind of know what time it is. All right, come on. Oh yeah. It's kind of nice. I got a number of videos made yesterday, and I posted the one about finding a great new way, a new comment picker for giveaway winners to pick a winner. So I wanted to post that one right away and get that out there. And then I have part 2 of this color and chat to get out. And then I recorded my January coloring book haul. So that's another one to get out. I love it when I get ahead in videos. I can record a number of them on the weekends, and then I can release them during the week when I'm not able to make any videos. And what one was it last night that I recorded? And it was dark out, so it's my first one that I tried at night, and it actually worked out really well. Oh, I think it was the January coloring book haul. I did at night in here, and I only used the light that is underneath the overhead canopy on my desk here, and it worked really well. I tried turning my ring light on that's attached to my phone, which I have on now, but because the covers of so many of those coloring books are shiny, all you got was the reflection of that ring light in the covers, and it was just kind of annoying. So I turned it off. And I did watch back a little bit of that video, and it seems that the overhead light from my desk was enough. So I'm going to test out to see if it would also be enough for a color and chat. I think it would, because the video that I did last night, when I did flip throughs, well, showed a couple pages from each book anyhow, of the coloring book haul, it showed up pretty nice. So I may be able to record some if I have to in the evening. Right now it's working out great by recording a number of these on the weekends and then just publishing them, making them live out on Facebook throughout the week. It's working good, so I will continue this as long as I can. But it's nice to know I have the option of recording at night. Now, number 14 is dark green. I figured because it's the only one out here, it's got to be one that I missed. Good deduction, huh? So we'll fill that one in too. Okay, let's do these 19s then, because it's up in his mouth and it's down below, and that is the pink. We almost got him done. Now you can really see what it is, right? It's our Winnie the Pooh. I'm just amazed at these books because, you know, you start out with just a jumble of shapes, right? This one being circles or hexagons, squares, triangles, you know, whatever. And you really can't tell in these particular books what the picture's going to be. Yes, you can cheat, and I usually do, by going in the front of the book. And I believe I showed you this. I know I'm zoomed in, so it's going to be hard to see this, but before your test page, they do have a list of contents. I know I showed this when I first started this coloring chat in part 1. It tells you what they are. So you kind of do know if you want to do that, but if you want to be surprised, you definitely can be. Like I said, when I started this, I totally forgot what picture it was going to be. I couldn't remember. And then as I seen it starting to take shape, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It was Winnie the Pooh. And he's turning out so cute. So yeah, it just amazes me with just circles or just squares, the pictures that these can make. I mean, you definitely can pick out that it's Winnie the Pooh. Is it a masterpiece or a great work of art? No. But these books aren't meant to be. You know, they're just meant to be fun, easier, stress-free type of books. And I know that that is not, you know, everybody's cup of tea. I can see why these pinks are down here now. Here's the flowers. And some of you are probably like, duh. So yeah, I've had, comments from people that, these look like a lot of fun. And then there's others that, not really my cup of tea, but, and that's totally understandable. Not every type of coloring book is going to be everybody's cup of tea. There are some books that others just go gaga over, and I'm like, no, not for me. Which is a good thing, because then we would be wanting to buy absolutely every single book, right? And Lord knows I have enough. That's another series of videos that I do want to get recording, because I've talked about it in a number of my past videos that I do want to start recording the series of videos that it's going to take to show my entire coloring book collection. And I did have requests, and there's a number 12 again. Boy, that one really, I missed a lot. And so, what was I saying? Oh, I did have requests to just show a couple of pictures from each book. So that's what I'll do. I'll just show, 2 or 3 pictures from each book, so that it's, it's not going to take us forever to get through every single book. Okay. Oh, put my number 19 away too fast, didn't I? Talking and not looking. sometimes it does get hard to color and talk at the same time. I must not be coordinated enough. For the most part, it's fine. But I do see some color tubists that will say, okay, I'm probably going to be quiet here for a minute because I have to concentrate. And it's very true. It's hard to really concentrate on maybe a piece that you want to do some extra shading on, or, you know, something like that. And so you really got to concentrate on what you're doing. I hope my head ain't getting in the way. I noticed as I look through, just, you know, watched just pieces here and there of my January haul, I had all my books to the upper right of my desk. And so when I would reach to get a few of the books, I noticed the top of my head, my glasses and stuff got in the video. I'm like, oops, but I'm not redoing it. Have to live with it, I guess. It wasn't that bad, so. 18 is dark blue. So we are going to have a blue honey pot because 17 is regular blue. And then the 16 was light blue. So the whole honey pot is going to be all blues. That should be pretty. I don't know if I've ever seen a blue honey pot that Winnie the Pooh had, but we'll go with it. I am probably in the order of what I'm going to be recording. I am thinking I'm going to be doing one more Sunlife drawing, and it is out of, it's called Lines. There are Lines books, and then there are Lines and Dots. I've been coloring on my own a lot out of this one book, and it's Lines and Dots. The lines are my absolute favorite, and those get colored in much faster than the dots one. I enjoy the dots too, don't get me wrong. Matter of fact, I'm doing one of those right now. Is a dots one. But I thought it would be easier and faster to do a lines one. Does that make sense? Lines one. A line picture on camera. So that is probably going to be my next video. And they are very easy to do. And should be able to get it done in one part. It won't have multiple pieces to it. And then on to a Jason Hamilton picture. I'm not sure if I want to do one out of the Fairies book first, or if I will just do one out of the mandala book of his. There's some really cool mandalas in his book. I colored a few of them out of there when I first got this book a while ago, and they were a lot of fun. Because the mandala picture will take much less time to do than one of the fairy pictures. The fairies are just beautiful in his books. One is a fairy book, and then the other book I have of his is Mermaids. And that's a beautiful book too. He's another very talented artist. There's so many of them out there, isn't there? Sure wish I could draw. I cannot draw whatsoever. I always say I have a hard time drawing a stick figure. Thank God that's all they need when you play the game Hangman. Just a stick figure. Yeah, I could not draw at all. So I don't know where my daughters got it from, because my oldest two girls can draw really well. They don't draw anymore. When they were in school, they would draw quite a bit. And Heather drew a picture of one of our cats that we used to have, and it turned out so nice. I told her she should sign it and date it, so I had her do that, and I have it in my living room. And then my oldest daughter was also a very good artist, and she also sculpted like clay. She made a really neat vase that was of a Siamese cat that we used to have called Simon. How appropriate. And she tailored it after him. I don't know how she did it, but looks really neat. And yes, I still have that too. We always keep things that our kids make, and so I have a big box up in my closet that contains, I had to dwindle it down because I just didn't have the storage for absolutely everything, but all four of my kids, I saved some of the most important things from each one of them that they made throughout school. And so yeah, I should haul that box out sometime and just look through it. Bring back memories. How many of you that have kids have the box full of treasures? You know, especially from, you know, way back when they were in grade school, and they would be so proud of the little project that they had to do in school for Mother's Day for you. And I mean, they're just so precious. I just loved getting those homemade things. They'd be so proud. Just adorable. That's so much better than just going out and buying something for you, right? Having your kids make you something. I have a number of ornaments on my Christmas tree that I put up every year that are homemade from my kids when they were younger. And those always go front and center on my tree. Along with the, I would always get a Christmas ball with their, you know what I would have each kid, I would get their Christmas ball from that particular year. So my oldest was born in 1980, and no, 81, sorry. Don't make her any older than she already is. And yes, I was 10 when I had her. I'm showing how old I am. But so, like, I got her a Christmas ball that said Baby's First Christmas, 1981. And then Heather was in 87. And then I had a son in 90 who unfortunately did not survive. He survived for a day. And I do have a Christmas ball for him too. He is also included in my mother's ring. He was born with a congenital, well, can't call it a defect. It's polycystic kidneys, which run in my ex-husband's family. So it was very rare. He was born with adult polycystic kidneys. There's infantile and there is adult. And he actually was born with adult polycystic kidneys, so his kidneys were the size of an adult's. But polycystic kidneys, as the name implies, the kidneys are full of cysts, and so they can't filter the urine. And you eventually have to go on dialysis and hope for a kidney transplant. And so, yeah, he was born a month early, but he was still over 7 pounds. So he was a good-sized baby. And yes, you know, losing a child, whether you've had that child for a day or for, you know, 20 years or whatever, it's hard. But anyhow, let's get off that depressing subject. I had a son after that in 92. And then I had a daughter in 94. So I have the 3 girls and the 1 boy that are living. And yeah, it's great getting together on holidays and stuff because they're all out of the house now. I don't see most of them too often. Don't hear from them too often. Of course, I don't contact them too often either. And I should. I was thinking of that the other day. Just call up and see how they're doing. People just don't do that much anymore. I mean, I'll text them and stuff here and there, but people just don't talk on the phone much anymore, do they? Much rather just send them a text. And I have to admit, I am guilty of that too. Drives Bob crazy because he is old school, and, you know, why would you want to text him? Just give him a call. It's because it's just so much easier and faster to send a text. You know, unless, of course, you need an answer immediately, or, you know, you got to go into detail about something, or, you know, something like that. Yeah, then I will call. But, yeah, we're all pretty much addicted to texting and whatnot, aren't we? We're addicted to phones, period. All electronics. You know, social platforms, Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. Please don't don't take that to mean that you gotta quit watching YouTube. Don't stop watching me. I know there's a number of people that have just quit all social platforms. They no longer go on Facebook. Oh boy. Somebody must be walking past with their dog. Because Bella is going crazy, and I'm sure you can hear it. Oh, Lordy, good thing we're almost done here. Oh, Bella. It's probably... And instead of zooming back out, I accidentally shut I accidentally quit the video. So I'll have to splice in this ending to the video. Oh, Miss Bella, stop. I don't think anybody's here. I can't see out my front windows here in this other room, but we'll just quickly get through this ending, seeing as how she is being very disruptive. But this is what our picture turned out like. It is Winnie the Pooh. I think he turned out adorable. I will mark this then as one of the pictures that I completed in February, because I couldn't do what I completed in January. I didn't keep track of what I did in January. So I'm trying to keep track of most everything now that I did in February so I can have the end of February videos like a lot of the other color tubists do. You know, what I colored in the month of type of videos. So I'm going to try to do that myself also. So from far away, I mean, this picture looks just adorable. I really, really like it. Again, this is from Coloring Quest by Sunlife Drawing. And I hope you like this video, and if so, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already done so, please consider subscribing and hit that bell so you're notified when I put out any new videos. I hope everyone has a terrific day and you don't mind my dog barking over there in the background. And happy coloring.